Alright guys, I am going to open up my brother's Canvas workspace. It's a program that comes with your scan and cut. It's been very fun and easy for me to work with. I really enjoyed this program. Now, I'm not going to go over every details of how to work with this program. I am just going to show you guys what I use to make the tabs. Now, once you open it, you're going to obviously see your cutting mat. You're going to use this as a guideline, and I'm also going to use this to size up my tabs. Now, let me zoom in on this real quick. Okay, now each of these squares you see here are 1 inch. So I'm going to use this for my measurements. It's going to help. It'll make sense once we start with the project. Let me zoom out. Okay. All right. So here's my cutting mat. Let me zoom out a little bit more. And now what we're going to do is we're going to try to go back to the select button. You'll see the pointer arrow on here. That's always important. Make sure you have that highlighted. Now you're going to go over to the border section. You're going to click on the borders, and all these images are going to pop up along the side here. You're going to want to click on the scallop. That's the one we're working with today. Once you click on it, it will appear on your cutting mat. Now obviously you do not want the scallop tab to be this wide. Each of these squares are 1 inch size, so technically it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 inches in length. We don't want to use this. So I'm going to show you guys how you can adjust it. I'm just going to center it so you can see it and view it a little bit easier. And once it's highlighted, always make sure whenever you're doing with any type of editing in an image in this program is that it's highlighted in the blue box. Now, once it's highlighted, I am going to rotate it and make it into a vertical position. So you come over here and click on edit. This here says angle, and it's to transform your image, obviously. And you want to hit the top arrow and take it to a 90-degree angle. And you see how the image is moving. And you also know for sure it's straight. It's positioned in a straight, how it's supposed to be positioned. Okay, so now that I want it at the angle that I needed, I'm going to adjust to size. Now, the size that I'm going to want it is this length is going to be 7 inches in length and 1 inch thickness. And the text is about 1/4 of an inch in width. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to zoom in on the corner, and we're going to just do the corner. You don't want to do the bottom because it'll kind of distort and it'll mess up your scallops. And you don't want to do that. You always want to, when you're zooming in, you want to angle it, zoom in on an angle. So let me go back and hit the undo button and undo all those things that I just did. All right, okay, so where we're at. So now we're moving it again. We're gonna adjust the corner, and we're gonna take it to 7 squares. 1, 2, 3, let's see, let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we're gonna put it into that 7th box. All right. And we're going to adjust the width. I want it to be just as wide as these boxes. There you go. Now I'm going to click off the mat, and you're going to be able to see it without the blue box. And I'm going to zoom in on that too, so you kind of have an idea of where it's at. Now it's in between the lines. Let me get my pointer arrow. It's in between the line, underneath this line, and it's right just about touching this line here. So what I want to do is I want to just adjust it just a little bit, bring it up just a tad bit, not much. Okay, so that's telling me now it's 7 inches long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if I click on the box, if you look over here, the width it's telling me it's about close to 7 inches, and the height is about 1 inch to be exact. which the height is actually from this point to this point, and the width, I'm guessing, is between this point and this point. But like I said, we're not going to use anything or work with it or just do anything with this area. We're good with what we have and how I told you guys to do it here. Okay, so now that we're done, I have it at 7 inches long and 1 inch wide. I'm just going to click off of that, and I am going to start adding the text. So here's a T for text on the end. Just click on that, and then you're going to see your mouse has, or your arrow has disappeared. You just want to click on the mat. That text box will come up, and use your keyboard to type in the words you're going to be using. I will be typing in daily. And I am going to click off on the mat, and there is the word daily, and it's in a box already. So now what we're going to do is we are going to angle it again because we want to line it up right around there. I showed you how the edit box has shown up already. Just click on the top arrow and put that on a 90-degree angle. There you go. And then you're going to come over here and just bring it over here. Now, as you can tell, we don't want it to be this big. We're going to just zoom in and bring that down to about a 1/4 inch in size. And I'm using, again, this box here as a guideline. So, and then I'm just going to scoot this word to the edge as close as possible. Now just click off the mat, and then you'll get an idea of where it's going to be. Okay, it does look a little big, so I'm just going to shrink it a little bit more. There you go. So that's about a 1/4 inch. This here is a full inch, don't forget. And it looks pretty good to me. And I'm not going to add any extra images. We're going to keep it as simple as possible. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to connect the word daily to this scallop edge. And the process is actually called welding. So I am going to click off on the mat, click and drag over both of the image, and you'll see how it kind of highlights both items in one blue box. That's a good thing. And then you're going to come over here and you're going to look at the edit box, and down here that says process overlap, you want to click on the very first option, which is weld. Click on weld, and then you should come over here and see if it worked, but it didn't. That should look like it's welded. It's not. So I have to scoot this in a little bit more. So I'm just going to use this arrow, this section right there, just a tad bit. I moved it. So now it's kind of like almost overlapped and overlaying this straight edge. So now let's try it again. We're going to click off the mat, click and drag, and go back over here to process overlap. Click on the first option, and voila, it worked. If you looked, it's still in there. It's still in the box, and the word is now welded to the scallop. There you go. Okay, so you're going to do this 3 more times or 4 other more times, how many times that you want. I did 4 of them at once. I'm going to unzoom this. And I am going to show you the program that I saved. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to open and show you guys once you guys are done doing as many as you need. There it is. That's what I worked with. That's what I made. I made 4 of them. I put little images on there. You really don't need the images. It's another long process, which we're not going to go into that. Okay, once you're all done, I have a monthly, a weekly, a daily, weekly, monthly, and a list tab. And I'm going to transfer this over to my brother's Scan and Cut. And you will not believe how simple it is. All you have to do is go to File, go to Transfer FCM File, click on that, and it's processing right now. It shouldn't take this long. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now this says the machine is ready to download. So now this here says the registered machine is ready to download the transferred file from the internet. All you gotta do is hit OK, and it goes automatically to your cutting machine without having it plugged into your computer. It's awesome. All right, so I'm gonna click out of here, or you could just leave it open. It's up to you. I've already have this program saved. So all you have to do is go to File and then Save or Save As, whichever one you want. But seeing I already have saved, I don't need to click on that. And then just name your file. All right, guys, I am going to my cutting machine and show you the rest. All right, guys, so now I am over to my Scan and Cut. I'm using the CM350 series. Here is the screen. And the way you are going to look for the program you just transferred is you're going to hit the home button. And obviously this is a home screen. Hit pattern. And you want to go to the little cloud with the image of the Scan and Cut. You're going to touch that area there. I'm going to use my pen. And there it is. It automatically already comes up right away. So everything is set the way I want it. I don't want to do anything, so I'm just going to hit OK. And in order for you to go ahead and cut, that's all you have to do is hit that cut option. It's already there. It's all set up. I know it's kind of funky. It looks a little pixelated, but trust me, it's going to work out really well. So I don't know if there's a way you can zoom in on that. Let me see. Let me look. Okay. Zoom. Is this the zoom button? There it is. Okay, so you can see what it's actually going to look like. Let's zoom in a little bit closer. And there you go. Pushing the arrow button down. And you can basically look over. Now, this is the one that I had those little images in. So if you did the whole process, you're probably not going to have those images. Just hit OK. Everything looks good. Everything looked good for me. I'm going to hit OK. So all I have to do is hit that scan, the cut button there. But not yet, because I don't have anything loaded. So I'm going to push this back. I have it set up to the front because I wanted to show you guys real quick how this works. And here is my cutting mat. And it's got the protective sheet on it, so I'm going to take that off. Sorry. Okay, and I am going to use Mommy Lhey's new paper, which looks like this. And I am going to use this side. Now, as a guideline, don't forget to use these square boxes. Now, if you look at your image, it'll tell you where it's at here. This is where it's going to start cutting towards the second row of the square boxes. So you want to line up your paper right around this area. So this is where the image actually starts on the screen. So I want to line it up a little bit past that square box. And we're going to stick it down, place that down really well. It's got that stickiness to it. And I'm going to open this up. I'm going to load my mat. So let's hit the load button right there. It's not loading yet. Hold on. Let's try it again. Okay. There it goes. It got loaded. Now, because it's going to load towards the back of the machine, I'm going to have to scooch this machine closer to me again. You need plenty of room. Okay, so back to the screen. That option of cutting is still on your screen. You're gonna hit cut. It's gonna give you a processing time of 2 minutes, and all you gotta do is hit that start button. right, now okay, it says it's finished cutting. Before I forget to mention the size and where I have the blade setting is, so I'm going to open this up and I'm going to show you guys what number I have it set. I actually had it set at 6. It kind of moves every so often, so you just got to keep an eye on that it doesn't adjust too far off. So I had it on 6, and this is what the process turned out to be. All I'm going to do is pick that up, and there are your images. There are your tabs. Very cute. All I got to do is, I love this cardstock because it's got like a smooth finish to it, so it comes off really easy. And there you go, guys. There are your tabs. And now we're gonna go the process of how to laminate these. All right, guys, so now we're gonna use the laminating sheets. You're going to need 4 laminating regular full-size sheets. These are 3 millimeter inches in the thickness. And you're gonna need another 4, which you will be cutting 2 5x7 squares out of these other additional 4s. So this is what the squares are going to look like, okay? 5x7. So you're gonna need in total 8 5x7 square inch boxes. Okay, so now I went off camera and I cut out my 8 pieces that are 5x7. And what we're going to do is we're going to take one of the large full-size laminating sheets, and we are going to take 2 of these, 1, 2, and we are going to open up this full sheet. And I'm using my grid here to make sure it's straight, and I'm lining it up. Okay, and I'll be taking one of these and separating these. We're gonna make sure the smooth side of the laminating sheet, oh my goodness. Okay, the smooth side are facing each other. So now they're easy to move around, okay? So we're gonna line these up and we're gonna place them right inside. And I'm going to try to line and adjust it all the way to the edge of the seal part of the laminating sheet. And I'm going to take this other one here, flip it again. Oh, make sure there's nothing in there. These are so static clean. They pick up so many little things. Okay, and this one I am going to place it down right there. Now I'm also using my grid, making sure it's straight. I'm leaving space in between both of them. Okay, make sure that's straight. Okay, this one's a little off. Just gotta adjust it a little bit. Okay, now what you're doing is you're grabbing one of your tabs, this tab here, and you're gonna place it right along this edge here. Okay, right along the edge. You don't want to go any further than the edge of this laminating sheet. You're going to close it up. Kind of give it a little rub down, get all the air out of there, and you're going to run this through your laminating machine. I will be right back. Okay, so I ran it through my laminating machine, and this is what it looks like. See if you guys can get a good view of that. So now what you're going to need is you're going to need a cutting board. I use a cutting board. I'm not very steady with my hands, so this really helps. Obviously, you guys could use scissors if you need scissors. I'm just going to line this up and cut along the edge of this tab right there, okay? I did make sure I had enough room where once you cut these up, the tab is close enough to the edge where it'll actually pierce the seal and make a pocket. So I'm just lining it up, cutting it up, and we have the top of our insert, and all you gotta do is open this up. There's one pocket in there. Here's another pocket in there. And then all you have to do is finish cutting off the rest of this edge, which I will use my cutting mat again. I have it set in a way where I know how close to the edge I can get to. Everybody's cutting board is different, obviously. Okay, so I cut that part there. I could actually keep going. I have more room where I could keep cut a little bit more of a closer edge without breaking the seal. Don't forget, guys, you don't want to break the seal between the laminating sheet and the items that you just ran through your laminator. Okay, see, there's just a little strip. Okay, so now you want to cut out the rest. I will line this back up, and I know my cutting board, and I'm just going to basically cut up as close to this image as possible without hitting the seal. Alright, and I will turn it around and finish the rest of the cutting. We're gonna do this edge here. All right, that's it. And now what you guys are gonna do is don't forget, you're gonna round the corners on all your folders, and that's it, guys. You have a lovely a dashboard for your inserts. Look at how cute that turned out. I really, really like this. I hope I was able to help you guys out. I hope this helped. Any questions, always leave them in the comment box. And guys, I have a surprise for you if you watch this whole video. I am actually going to give these away. I have 2 sets. I'm going to give these away to you and a friend. I look for the details on my Instagram and my Facebook page, and you will know. All right, guys, have a lovely day and happy crafting. Bye.